knew I was going to have a problem with my hands. I knew we were going to be good this year, and when El Salvador called me to lead their national team, it's always been a dream of mine. Came to the States when I was 5 from El Salvador, so I get teary-eyed every time I talk about it because we didn't really come from much. So for me to lead our national team, it's a huge honor for my family. But I had such a talented team, I knew we could make a run at state, and it was going to be very tough for me to go, so I didn't know what to do. So I actually asked them, that this opportunity has come to me, and I want, what they thought about it, and they gave me their full support. Each and every one of them actually said, "Coach, this is the dream of yours. Go ahead and do it. We'll be fine." It was tough knowing that I had to go, but it's also been a dream of mine, and I knew when I first thought about it, it seemed like something very selfish because it seemed like I was doing it for myself. But when I sat down with my family and my assistant, some of my assistants, we saw how huge of a positive impact this can have on our school and our program. I think there's only 2 national head coaches in the United States. That's Coach K and me. So I take a lot of pride in that. Pacific Hills takes a lot of pride in that, and I'm in debt to Pacific Hills for allowing me to go ahead and do this, and I'm in debt to these guys for allowing me to go ahead and do this. And it wasn't easy by any means. It was very tough because you're watching film. I have the best film crew. Him and his buddies are the best. They email me all the games, and I'm watching them. I'm watching Honduras. I'm watching Nicaragua. So what I would do is on film, I would send notes to some of the captains and to the coaches. And, Coach Nash, when we're at home, he'll be at his house, I'll be at my house, and we come home. We come the next day at school, and we have the same notes. So we think very alike. And he's been more than an assistant, he's been a family member to us. So leaving him, I knew that the team was in good hands. But it was very stressful. What eased the stress was the emails that I got. One email in particular said that the object of a teacher is for his pupils to be able to go out on their own. And I know that we've been working very hard since September. I know that our staff has been working very hard since September. So I knew our kids would be fine. They really wouldn't miss me that much. And when I came back for practice, it really kind of seemed weird because to me it seemed like a different team. I don't know if it was the change of coaching adults to young men, to giving more freedom to kind of reining these guys in a little bit. But I think going down to El Salvador and coaching the national team helped me out by loosening the reins on the stars that I have. And to answer the question, it was kind of tough, but I knew that they were in good hands. And I knew that we were a senior-led team, and communication is a very important deal in our program. We stress communication in everything we do. For our young guys, that's something very new to them. They don't really understand the importance of communication. They think just calling home and telling their parents where they're at, that's a form of communication. But we just teach them, you gotta talk on screens, you gotta talk on exchanges. Communication is a big part of everything that we do. And while I was gone, they communicated with me, I communicated with them, and I knew if that was happening, then it's gonna happen on the court. So